Pimps. What up, everybody?
It's gone.
Welcome to another episode of the Deep Seated Podcast.
Yes. Episode 6.
Episode
right?
6, man.
Okay.
The prequel to James Bond.
That's funny.
Way too excited about that shit. For something simple as a number, 007.
It's not just a number, though.
Yes.
That one.
I guess you could say, though, I'm excited for every podcast.
True. We don't favor any.
That's right.
We like them all.
That's right, my boy. So, how are you doing, my dude? I haven't seen you in like a week or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a week since we did our last podcast.
Yeah, good. Just been fucking really caught up with me. I got hit hard with a cold on the weekend, man. Like,
will happen.
I'm trying to think, because it happened over the long weekend, thankfully. So you get that extra day. Right. But what sucks is it hit me Friday, like night. Oh. So like, even at work, I felt fine at work.
Yeah.
But I went away. So because it was a long weekend, I caught the last ferry, and it was 9:45, I think, the last ferry. Right. But I got there around 7:30, and I ended up waiting over 3 hours for the ferry in my car, dude. It was so brutal. And
that definitely tacks on to like the body just being like, nah, fuck this.
Well, I was like waking up early, doing stuff, and then at work all day. Mm-hmm. And then like raced all the way to the ferries, and then like to just sit there for like 3 hours and a little bit.
Yeah.
But because it's long weekends, they're super busy, and they get delayed. So it's like because they're so busy, it takes them longer to load, and then longer to offload, and then that little bit, like 10 minutes on each side, adds up in between. And it being dark and stormy, it takes them longer to get across. So the 9:45, I believe, is what it is scheduled as, turned into we left at 10:45, basically.
Right. So how long is the regular ferry ride turns into?
It's about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
so
once you're leaving to get there. Yeah. So the ride's not that bad, but
all in all, of what should be 45-minute ride turns into like a 4-hour turnaround or some shit.
Yeah, it was like, pretty rough. And then so I'm just like so exhausted. And then I finally got home like 12:30ish, around there, you know. And being so tired, I just went right to bed, and I didn't even notice like that I started to feel sick because I was so tired. I woke up Saturday you
just start to think it's part of like being tired.
Yeah. You know when like your throat gets kind of dry and your eyes are just like dry as well from being open for so long.
That's the worst.
But I just woke up Saturday and I was like, yo, I totally do not feel like my normal self. And I was just got hit so hard a couple hours later. I was in bed all Saturday, all Sunday, most of Monday. Took Tuesday off and was at work yesterday, still sick. But I'm just like, I'm trying not to think about it too much because I'm a firm believer in like the mental sickness.
That's just a huge part of it.
You know what I mean? Yo, she's
Coco.
She's about to go down over there.
All right, you just keep talking for a second. I gotta go get my cat out of a dangerous area.
Yeah. But saying I'm a firm believer in the whole mental sickness thing where if you focus on it, it'll actually happen. Placebo, dude. Or if you don't focus on it, you'll like get over it faster, you know? You almost trick your body into being super lethargic.
Well, I think the most classic case for that one is when you're a kid and you're like, oh, I'm sick. I don't want to go to school today. I don't feel good. And you're like really playing it up, hamming it up for mom and dad before they go to work. And then you like literally ham it up so much that you actually start to feel shitty. And you're like, oh no. You're like, my day off is ruined.
Yeah, but I was going to stay home and watch Saved by the Bell marathon.
Exactly, dude. So fucking funny.
Yeah, fucking forget being sick, man. That shit sucks.
It's the fucking worst.
But benefit of it though, I watched a lot of movies.
Hell yeah. What did you catch up on? Or did you fucking do a little bit of both? Catch up and some nostalgic?
What did I watch? Okay, so for the first time I watched Arrival with Amy Adams.
I don't think I've even heard of that.
No?
I live in a cave, so I don't really know most movies.
Came out last year. It's the one where it shows like the alien spacecrafts come down. They're kind of like big oval shapes, and they hover like right above the ground, and they're in different spots.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
In the world. No?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and they're just like floating there. So like they set up like they mainly focus on the one that's in Montana is like where they're at, and they bring Amy Adams is a like a language. What would
linguistic professional or some shit, or like
like she studies languages and can
right
like, break them down, stuff like that. So
Arrival.
It starts off where it has like the military goes to meet her, and they try to like recruit her, like, oh, you did some stuff for us back in the day with this ancient language, like we need help with this alien thing, we're trying to get in contact and try to communicate with them, right?
I've never seen it.
But what I didn't know, I thought it was just going to be basically an alien movie, you know what I mean? Like they go inside the ship, and there's basically this glass wall that separates the aliens from them within their own spaceship, and they have like these tentacles, and they shoot out this ink into the air, and then it like comes together like a murmur of birds kind of, and then it forms shapes and stuff, and that's their language.
Oh, weird.
So she's trying to figure out what
she's trying to cipher
what these symbols would mean, and how can you like communicate back. But what's interesting about it is it's one of those movies where you think it's about something, and then it's completely not really about that. So the A story is alien contact, right? But the B story is like time travel and like timelines, right? Does that have anything to do with how the aliens move about, or is that just is it just like a completely like split? Because I could see, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, because you should watch it, because it's one of those movies that really fucking blows your mind. Right. Actually, like, well done nowadays, not just like, oh, look at these effects. Yeah, like it. Right. They sort of touched on it in Stranger Things. You know, when they're sitting down with their teacher, and he draws like that line on a piece of paper.
Spoiler alert. I'm just kidding.
I think it was
season 1.
Yeah, season 1. Yeah. And he tries to explain, like, you know,
traveling through time, and like how like almost like black holes work and shit,
and he pokes a hole through it,
right,
and how like it's not, time's just not linear, you know, so
you can fold it almost,
and so it's like things happen at the same time, right, like even future, past, present, it's like it all kind of meets because it gets folded and shit. So this movie goes in a weird way that they sort of explain it in a form that is easily like digestible. Right. So I don't want to spoil it.
No, it sounds interesting as heck. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, it wasn't just an alien movie. It like went into a different sort of thing that kind of led to why they were there. Right. I was like, whoa, like this is so much more profound than I thought it was gonna be. So I watched that. It was really good. And I watched that new Scorsese movie. I think it is Silence or Silent, maybe. Sure. It has Liam Neeson, where it has like, is it Silence? Checking it out. Marshmallow. Maybe it might be Silent. Is it Silence?
That one?
Yeah.
That's Scorsese.
Yeah, that's that one's really good too. It's kind of follows like the Christian religion.
Cock clip from James Bob Strike Back.
Oh man, I don't know why they would bring that up.
Silent, I guess.
Fuck.
That's funny as shit though.
But yeah, it kind of follows the Christian faith, back in the day in Japan, and kind of, again, I don't want to get too into it. It's a super long movie. It's like 2.5 hours, something like that. Shit. But Liam Neeson, Andrew Garfield, and I always forget the guy's name, the guy that plays Kylo Ren. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible.
But
with names,
those are the three main.
Right.
Main
I
dudes.
definitely hit my brain barrier capacity for names like so long ago.
But it's funny. What's funny about it is like I was saying to my brother, because after I watched it again, it was super late at night and I was super tired, and I was like, yo, I just watched that movie, that Scorsese one you wanted to watch. Like I remember watching the trailer with him like a year ago.
Right.
And he's like, which one? And I was like, the one with Qui-Gon Jinn and Kylo Ren and the Amazing Spider-Man. And I was like just laughing. I was like, man, that's so funny. Like, and he was like, oh, totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's the classic one. Like
because I couldn't remember their names right away, and I was like, but I know fucking main characters they played, and it's like they're known for those, so it's like boom, and instantly you would know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, I caught myself on that one like so long ago when I would always say like George or Elaine or Kramer, not Michael
Kramer,
Alexander or Julia Louis Dreyfus or all that shit, right?
So much it's way easier.
Not Jason Alexander. Michael Richards was Michael
Kramer. Richards, yeah.
But it was that same thing when like you're like, this is my favorite show ever, and I'm referring to them by Newman, like their show. Yeah. Right? See, that's one I don't know his name. I don't know Newman's actual name. I should probably know that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the funny shit. Like you just get that point in your brain where it's just like, yep, no more. Might have to start pushing some out.
Right. It's like it's easier to remember the one thing they're known for.
Well, yeah, because you're like, well, I already remember Qui-Gon Jinn. I don't need to remember another name.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
man, that's funny.
But yeah, Arrival, really good. Silence, really good. It's shot really well. Even though it's like kind of sad and has some pretty horrific shit that goes on in it, like torture and stuff. But
but I mean, when shit's done right and it like brings you to those different areas of feelings and shit, like sometimes you have to go into those realms to like make a good movie.
Yeah, and it's like it's factual.
Yeah.
So like I don't know anything about that. So like watching it, I was like, "Fuck, man! Like this is." And so insane.
what time period was that one in? Like what would what was it based around? Like what fact period would be around or some shit? Then is it? Because that's what I don't know.
I would have to double check, honestly. It's like it's back in the day, right. Samurai shit.
Oh, okay, so that kind of shit.
Like it's like old.
Right.
But basically, they play like Christian like preachers, and they're kind of they travel to Japan where there's some Japanese Christians that are there. Right, but because it's like a Buddhist religion area, they don't want Christianity within like their culture, and so they go through and terrorize towns and try to pull out like they're trying to hide out, right? And they're like, we hear there's Christians here, so they roll through. They're like, we give you so many days to come forward. If you don't, we're taking hostages, and like they torture people. They just like. They tie people up, like toss them in the ocean. Like they tie people up to like posts, in the ocean. So like the water races and like
fucking vicious, dude.
It's fucking. Some of it was super hard to watch, man.
Well, dude, like this is taking a little bit of a different fucking a little bit of a different turn. But like I just caught up on all my South Park, and I saw the one episode when all of a sudden they wanted to revoke Columbus Day.
Columbus Day,
yeah, because Columbus was a fucking savage, like a savage, like literally, like
preach,
yeah, like just like rape and pillage, just like dashing babies off the beaches and shit. Like or like the one that I remember there. I think it was Dan Carlin was talking about. Was it Dan Carlin on Rogan?
Or was it Hardcore History? Maybe he's talking about.
Yeah, but he was saying that like for every pound the gold that they wouldn't bring them, they would chop off that much of their body.
Right?
Yeah.
And
it's just like, whoa, fuck.
That's like some fucking Genghis Khan shit.
Oh, that shit's crazy. And then they're just like, yo, Columbus Day. Let's have a parade.
Or even Thanksgiving too, right? You're like,
but of course, Cartman was all pissed off, like, you take off my day off of school, bring back Columbus Day. Like, it was so bad,
dude. South Park touches on some
man,
touchy shit.
The other one that I've seen that has been doing it recently. Did I talk about it with you? With
is that show still going? Actively.
Season 21.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and it's so good. I was laughing out loud. It was amazingly fucking hilarious.
Okay. It's still good, eh?
It's never not been good, man.
I feel like shows like that,
you'd think
they like get like just cringy.
Yeah.
Where
like what happened with Simpsons, essentially.
Yeah. It just becomes of like the flavor of the week. They make an episode about it, not like kind of like relatable shit.
They intertwine a whole lot of current event stuff because they make their episodes in 5 days. Have you ever seen that? 6 days to air?
No.
Dude.
Every episode?
Dude, okay, you need to go watch the documentary 6 Days to Air, and it's about how they make every episode of South Park, and they've been doing this since
day one,
essentially. Where, well, no, not since day one, because the first season that was like that first episode was all hand animated, and then once they got into the flow of things and having their computers to be able to handle all their animations and all the stuff was uploaded at a point. I don't remember when they first started doing it this way, but it was very, very early on. Essentially what happens is they air an episode, they don't have the next one written, and then they just...
So that's why they have one every week.
Yeah.
Because they do it in between.
Exactly. So they will then hit the fucking writing table, and for like the first 4 days, they're just like coming up with ideas. And like just like trying to figure out what it's going to be out. Just the story. And it's literally just Trey Parker doing it all himself and bouncing ideas off his team. And they're like, yeah, that's fucking funny. And he's like, yes. So he's just like,
yes, it is, isn't it?
It's just like Matt Stone's just kind of like usually kicking around. But like Trey Parker's the madman behind
brainchild.
It. Yeah. And so he just goes nuts with this whole thing. He draws up the storyboards, the whole nine. They go over this shit. And then on the 5th day, they start animating it. Like they've done rough storyboards within the animation and stuff, but that's when they start dedicated, doing the proper animations, doing the shit,
and then you have to have that groundwork laid out. So then you're like, okay, we know what every scene needs to look like. We just need to fucking make it look like that. Yeah. And
but then they still have to have time for certain revisions and make sure things are done. And so like they will be creating characters and stuff for the plot line along the way.
Yeah.
But they won't be like animating the episode. They'll just be creating the pieces for it, right? And then, like on the 5th day, they do that whole shit. 6th day, they do like they're pulling bits together, doing all the voiceover stuff. And then like they're like literally like how I was saying with my vlog, where like I barely get to review it before I put it out. I just like kind of know that it's good.
Yeah.
They do that with their episodes essentially. They're kind of like, well, we've checked over it as much as we could, and then they like literally like run with the tape to fucking wherever they gotta go.
Put it in. It's almost 9. It's gonna air. Right?
It's legit that kind of shit, and it's just such a fascinating documentary that's still to the day how they run their operation and how it keeps it fresh and entertaining and keeps the spontaneity of the show.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because they have a lot of that flavor of the week shit in it. So
it's kind of like, what makes us laugh this week? And then they do that, but then they don't take the like Family Guy approach with it, kind of say where they just go random off trying to just make random jokes.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what makes us laugh this week. So we'll kind of tie some people in with this like current event madness where like Mr. Garrison's painted his face orange and is essentially Donald Trump now. And like,
one of the most memorable South Park episodes for me is remember that show Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, right?
Of course.
Yeah, when they do the episode where they have those guys on there, then like behind the scenes they like unzip their suits and they're like crab people like under the earth. Do you know what
the story for that one was? They literally went...
What they based it off of?
No. Why crab people came about in that episode?
Fuck, I don't even remember.
Because they got so far in their tangent of creating the episode, and then they were on like the 5th day, and they're like, "Fuck, how do we end this?" Crab people. Oh, is this... That's literally what happened. They're like, we went so far that we forgot to like make an ending. And then Trey Parker's like, I know. What if they zip their suits off when they're crab people? And it was just like, genius.
Well, fuck. I mean, South Park is so random that is like, you're like, okay, right? You're like,
did you see the one where they took the rip at Family Guy about how they like when they found the writers of Family Guy? And it was a bunch of manatees floating in a tank.
Oh my god!
And so basically, what it would be
was
there's manatees floating in a tank that had a bunch of different random balls floating in it that had letters on it, they had like
words and
shit on it. And so then they would just like pull 3 random balls into the thing, and then be like, "Those are our topics. That's what we make jokes about." And it was like literally like the way that they did it though was just like, yeah, that's pretty much how Family Guy's written.
Yeah, Family Guy is super random. What's crazy is I always forget how old that show is.
Yeah.
Like 99,
yeah.
I think is when it started. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
I've never, like, I always enjoyed it for just like the laugh kind of thing, but I never dedicated watched Family Guy.
Oh, like tuning in?
Yeah, or like just like, it was
I did
never
a little
really
bit,
my show.
But like anything you get.
American Dad, I got into that a couple years ago. Holy shit.
It's you like that more?
So much better because it's literally what I didn't like about Family Guy was that it was so random. In American Dad, it's random, but it has like storylines with like this deep underlying, like kind of like they almost put in like a sitcom-y nature to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, yeah. And I've caught up again on that recently, and it's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, 99,
dude. That's
American
crazy.
Dad, I liked Family Guy more.
Right.
Like randomness I kind of enjoy.
Yeah,
because it's like you remember all these random things they throw in that I don't remember what the episode is even about. I just remember these random things. I'm like, oh man, remember that episode where they do like this joke or that joke?
Right.
And because it's so random, it's so hard to remember what's from what. So when I watch an episode, it's almost like I'm watching it for the first time until I see that clip or that fucking segue that I remember, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is the episode that's from. I'm
but
like,
that's literally the Simpsons shit though, where like they see, that's what I think, that's where I kind of like American Dad though. It's like we grew up in the sitcom era, like the fucking like the Family Matters and like like Step by Step and Full House, Blossom, fucking
Saved by the Bell.
Dude, all that shit. Where it had like this like
what were other fucking popular ones?
I don't know. All I gotta say is give a few episodes in a row of American Dad a try, and like I had the same instance at first. I'm like, fuck this American Dad shit. And then it was on Netflix, and I was just looking for something for like, you know, while I do my work kind of shit, or just end of the night kind of like
just
nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And I got so sucked in because the characters were all like just so fucking ridiculous. But it is in like that same kind of way where it even has like the sitcom flute like transition music, like it's but then with all the randomness of Family Guy shit. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's funny though. I love seeing the tie-in and commentary though from a lot of cartoons nowadays about the shit that's going on in the world. Like, did I tell you about the one that was on BoJack Horseman when they were for that show, or they mentioned it in... no, BoJack Horseman's its own show. Yeah, you know that obviously, right? Yeah, so he on that they were trying to get a new movie deal for Mr. Peanut Butter or something like that. I think that was what it was. And they were like, all of a sudden the agent's phone rang, and she was all like, oh god, you have to be kidding me, where was it, damn it. And she was all like pissed off, and like you tell it was a bad phone call. She hangs up the phone, she's like, there was just a shooting at the local mall, blah, 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 a bunch of people are dead. And then they're like, oh man, that's terrible. Now we can't do that mall shooting scene in our movie next, like that's upcoming. And they're like, I was like, oh damn, really? They're joking about that? And they're like, oh, don't worry, we've still got 9 other shooting scenes. And then all of a sudden everybody's phone starts buzzing and vibrating. And they're like, oh shit, we can't do the bowling scene, we can't do the movie theater scene, we can't do this scene, we can't. And it was just literally, and nobody was caring about the actual events that were happening because it was just the next one. And then their instance, they made it so ridiculous that like, we can't shoot our shooting scene in the mall, like, but that's literally what it is nowadays. Where like if you
recently,
man, there was another one the other day, like literally the other day, where a dude was like went and tried to shoot up a school, and they got him beforehand. But like, anyways, I don't want to get too much into that kind of shit. That's a whole nother, that's a whole different fucking depressing shit. But when you start seeing that commentary being brought into cartoons, when they're just like, look how.
But okay, do you think it's less of them poking fun at it and more of them just like low-key trying to bring awareness to it?
No, that's what it is.
Yeah,
because it was
like in all seriousness.
Yeah. And that's why I've always loved comedy though, because comedy goes to those dark areas where it's kind of like, yo, you didn't want to think about this, but you probably should. Well, at least be aware of it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, even if it gives you that feeling of being like, oh, like damn, that is the way it is right now, where nobody gives a fuck. They just want to have the sensationalism of the last one or the next one, because there's so much going on, and like the influx of social media. Like we talk about social media shit all the time, like how it's just,
you're just force fed
touching me
from
and actually
everywhere.
freaking I just recently, like, I took a step back. I won't say gave up, because I can't give up because of my businesses, but I took a step back from Facebook, and I haven't like logged in in like a few days or some shit, which is like crazy, because like usually my shit's just online on every single thing. And it's just part of my thing. But I was just like, it's just turned into such a cesspool of like it being this podium for people wanting their opinions to be approved, and if you don't like me, unfriend me, and all this.
That's why I checked out of Facebook. Like 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, for reals.
It's just like I found it.
Dude, you would vomit nowadays if you saw what it was like.
Like I haven't even been on it in years.
It's so bad.
And yeah, I just found it to be too much of people being fake. Where people are looking for brownie like social points, and people,
it's social justice warrior haven nowadays.
And people are almost bored, so they'll post something as like bait to get someone to respond, to interact with them.
Of course,
whether if it's even a point they don't agree with.
Yeah. Well, my classic one that
they want someone to be like, fuck yeah, you're totally right. I'm on your side. And then they're like low key, like, or
sick. Even like want somebody to call them out on their shit within it. So they can like either get in debate or be like, yo, fuck you for calling me out. And you're like, oh, what? But like, this is why I love Twitter. Is because it's, it's now been up to 280 characters, but it used to be only 140 characters per post.
Yeah.
And so you legit had to think about what you're writing. Yeah. Whereas on Facebook it'll be these I'll see people that post 4 or 5 paragraph long diatribes where the shit 3/4 of the way through it they've lost where they were, so they're not even making the same point anymore, where all of a sudden that like
it's just fucking
verbal diarrhea for
man.
Some form of like acceptance, and you're just like okay,
it was just I found it people being fake posting stuff, or people looking for justification, or they want people to join in, and then you have
and without
the people being like, thank God it's Friday, like, or like, fuck the post office because like they had to wait in line or something, and then someone will be like, why fuck the post office, and they're like, oh man, like they want someone to ask so they can just go on this rant about how they were inconvenienced, and it's like, dude, like just fucking keep it to yourself, man. Like it's just people just sharing stuff that doesn't need to be shared.
Use it as the tool to analyze your shit. Maybe the simple fact, like I say this one all the time now, but everybody's in a rush to go somewhere that they don't want to be. No, seriously, that's what it is. That's literally what everybody's weeks compound into. I shouldn't say everybody. That's not true. There's a lot of people out there who are doing good shit. Like when you find us complaining about a lot of the like, the mundane people of that nature, we don't think this is everybody. We know it's not, but it's just like we kind of like when you're with the area that we're
just
in.
Enough that we take note.
Yeah, exactly. Where we're just trying to say like we use this as fuel, because it's like you don't want to end up like in that point where all of a sudden it's the shit that we see all the time, where it's like somebody doesn't want to be where they are right now, but they're in a rush to get somewhere else where they don't want to be. You know what I mean? And I'm now pissed off that I gotta go pick up my kids from school, and then I'm fucking like, you're just like, well, when? Like, come on, let's just step back, take a breather, schedule your shit a little bit properly.
Yeah, they look at things as an inconvenience, right?
Yeah, where it's like every single, like you could be stoked about, how about being stoked about picking your kid up from school, or being stoked that you got to go get a new pair of eyeglasses that you can see better with, or like, or just how about this one? Wake up in the morning, take a big deep breath.
Oh man, I woke up today,
and be stoked that you fucking woke up today, and then just go on and then live today like it's the fucking, it's the prime. Today is the day. Like it's like literally like it's the Joe Rogan, like live life like you're the hero of your own movie. It seriously is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have to like stop myself all the time, place myself in the moment and be like, enjoy this.
Yeah.
Embrace this right now, and like just
more of that, and not necessarily like the cheesy like make every day count.
No, but
like that, I think
you want to know what though?
Just as cheesy, but it's just at the end of the day, it's like just be thankful for what you got,
I
and just do,
I find most of the time when you like
make the day count.
When
Try
you
to
catch
do
yourself
shit
saying like, "Oh, this is cheesy of me saying this" or whatever, that's usually the point of it's like this. Like I do this all the time, where I'll literally do that, where I'll be like, "Make every day count." Like I know this sounds cheesy, but like live life like you don't. It's your only one. But it's like it's true, and a lot of the time you almost have to preface it that way with like those certain things for people to like actually like listen to it, because they're like, "Yeah, you know, okay, yeah, it is pretty cheesy." But like if you just said it, people would be like, what's this whack ass talking about? So
what's this whack ass?
You know what I mean? So you always gotta like insert a little bit of comedy to break the barrier. You know, but like
the whackness.
Yeah, exactly. Life's a funny one, man. But I've been through selectively choosing my inputs, just seeing all the amounts of crazy creative people out there nowadays is amazing. Like the people that are making a living on like just like pushing forward and doing more than I ever thought was even possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's one thing I like especially about Instagram is like there's so many people on Instagram and people that use it as a valid platform,
right,
especially like artists or musicians. And you get put on because they get tagged in something, you go down that hole and you're like, who's this person? You keep going.
Yeah.
But just as amazing, I find someone will repost someone's work. A lot of it I find with like people that are painting or making art in that form, and they don't have Instagram. They just tag their name because they don't even use social media.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, like it was just like by chance that I came across your work, because you don't even use social media as a platform. So like just by chance this person posted your shit and I came across it. And now I'm aware of you, and now I'm Googling you to try to find out like what are you about, because your stuff
you have to choose your output and like what platforms you want to like be put across. And some people just like have never been part of technology, or just like, yo, I just want to be able to draw and paint. And that's all I've ever known.
Yeah. And
so I don't need to be encapsulated with this.
That I find just as inspiring.
Oh, yeah.
When you find 100%. The people, you know, that do use social media, and you're like, holy fuck, look how easy it is to follow this person in all these different lanes. Right. You know, and they have different work on things. Like, you know, they have a Tumblr that has like certain stuff they do. Then they have Twitter, like, where maybe they'll do like the video edits, because you can use the music, you know, and then you have Instagram that pictures and maybe be like kind of the behind the scenes stuff, so you can follow them in different lanes and see how they use each platform, and you can get a good sense of who they are and what they're about and what they do, ideally. But then like I said, you come across these people that don't use it at all, and someone else posted their work and you're like, fuck, you're totally just doing your thing, like in the dark. And that's just as sick. Oh, for sure. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, yo, respect. Any that you're just like, that's just creating, you're just blinders to social media, and you're not. It's like you're just totally doing you, and you're just fucking like, you're in that flow state. You know what I mean? It's like that's all you're doing. Well, whether that's your job or you work on the side, whatever, you're just fucking doing it just to do it. Like, period. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what it should be. But it's not, and then neither one though is taking away from each other. That's the beautiful part about it, right? Because it's all about like, even the person it just shows you like, those are the two ways you can do it. Oh yeah. Well, those are two ways. Share it or two ways that you can do it. Well, I mean, like you can. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, in the sense, the two ways you can do it by sharing it or not sharing it. Or even just under the other moniker nowadays, where like you're starting to see people have multiple identities. You know what I mean? Because like it seems a lot harder for in the sharing it category, when you're sharing so much of what you do and you start getting known for a certain amount of things. Then when all of a sudden you start trying to take this other avenue, people will be like, yo, what the fuck? So you'll find like a lot of artists just like literally creating like other, like, well, like, I mean, even it's the Joji, the Filthy Frank. There's a lot of people who've been doing that kind of shit, where like they'll like literally have multiple avenues of characters, like multiple aliases, and then like multiple and they'll just find crowds for each thing that they're doing. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden that person might not even know that this person writing this music is actually this person or whatever, right? Because it's just like they're just letting out. I think my point, what I was trying to make though, is that it's like it's so selective of
what you let people actually see from your life in social media, even if you are an artist and you're letting out so much of your art and you're letting out all those other things, like you're letting out that portion of your art that you want people to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not getting the full behind the scenes of like what, you know what I mean?
All the unfinished stuff I have.
All the unfinished stuff.
In the corner over here that's fucking piled up. It's
all
like,
the stuff that it took to build up to that point.
Half of my shit. That's it.
And that's one thing I've been getting to over the last like few years in general. Like, I mean, that's just part of analyzing social media, is that it's just like, that's just like the little nugget of what people let you see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or what they choose to let you see. That's a big one nowadays, is people are starting to be very selective and making it look like they're a certain way. You know, like it's the SoundCloud rapper shit, right? Like there's a good half of them that are fucking lying and making shit up and just getting face tattoos. And then there's Lil Peep, who just overdosed and died fucking yesterday. You know what I mean? Which RIP, man, that sucks RIP. Ass. Like, and I'm like, I didn't know anything about him. I'm just seeing like all these artists that I was hugely into just like crazy affected by it, and seeing like Post Malone posting videos of him like partying with the dude and like just like the biggest smiles and shit. So it's just like, it's hard to see that kind of stuff where it's like,
well, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes for that person, right? They could be posting stuff.
Right.
Like I sort of watched some stuff this morning that kind of touched on it about him, where they're like, we went back and looked at his stuff. You know, it's been like 16 hours like since he's passed, and like looking at his posts, it's like, if I saw this then, like reading it, like it's clearly a cry for help.
Yeah. You know, there's like a lot of that shit, right? Where I started thinking about this shit recently with a lot of the stuff that's been going on about just like how people portray them stuff. And then now this new era of artists that are coming up that were, okay, so I guess what I'm trying to say is that we had this generation of artists, a lot of them were just telling stories. You know what I mean?
You're talking about musicians now.
Musicians mostly, right? Talking about stories, just kind of like, you know, over exaggerating stuff that happened in their area where they grew up to kind of try to make a sensational record and something that like people want to listen to. So then, like with skateboarders growing up seeing a 900, they start to think that that's what's possible. Like that's where the bar is set. So then all of a sudden they think that younger artists are growing up thinking that these stories are true. That people drink this like, much fucking lean, the norm. And that you're fucking, you know, you're taking perks and Xannies all day long, and like literally what Future raps about, and doesn't do crazy amounts of drugs at all. Like, have you ever seen interviews with Future where he's just like, no, I just sing about that shit because white people love it. Like that's literally what.
But I mean, how much truth is there behind that though? You never know. Like
for sure. But like
he could be telling the truth, or he could just be totally fucking bullshit.
But what I'm trying to say is, with most of those lyrics, man, if people did, the amount of shit that they rap about, they'd be dead. Yeah, they would be like 100%. Like that's. You know, so now you're getting this
especially those things, man.
Exactly.
And like
so you're getting this
lean and shit.
Well, dude, apparently fucking Lil Peep fucking took fentanyl pills. Why would you take fentanyl pills? Like after hearing about how strong that shit is, where it's like a pinhead can like almost I think a pinhead can almost kill a person.
But I mean, it could be simple as maybe he had a shitty connect for shit. He didn't know he took it. You know what I mean?
But like I think I just like I elaborated on that in my head though. You know what I mean? Where all of a sudden this new younger generation that takes in so much social media, thinks that is like what all these artists are actually doing, and so they try to do the next step of it.
Like when we were young, you know, there was like certain drugs.
Oh, it was mostly just fucking
like actual drugs. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like this generation is like
coke, essentially
is like
the big one.
Prescription like pill, like it's like pills and shit now are the norm.
Pills and party drugs and stuff that you just don't know what it is
for like kids that are like in grade 6, 7, like are starting shit.
Well, you got to think about it. Like I was one of like the early starters of smoking weed. I started smoking weed at like 15 years old. And like was smoking daily by like 16. Don't recommend that one for most people, but it ended up working out good for myself, calmed myself down, and let me actually figure out my brain. But yeah, like to think about that shit, like 15-year-olds doing like fucking like party drugs and shit, like
serious.
Yeah, you're not
like
supposed to be doing that stuff with
like your brain's not even fully developed in your body. Like that shit slightest, just dude.
Yeah, so it's so been crazy to just like watch that evolution of you see it in all media though. You see it in movies and shit where like when you're a kid You know what I mean? You'd see they go to the party, and then like there'd be everybody drinking. It was always drinking, drinking.
Keg standing.
Yeah,
right?
there's dude keg standing, then there's beer bongs, and then all of a sudden it goes into the kitchen, and then there's the dude doing bong rips, and everybody's kind of like gets this like
bong rip, takes a shot, chugs a beer, blows the smoke.
Yeah,
and you're like, whoa,
that shit's crazy. Now I remember when I went to, it was a few years ago. It was definitely a good few years ago. It was like 5 years ago or whatever. There was that like, what the hell was it? It was like Party X or like that.
Project X?
Project X.
Movie?
Yeah. Where all of a sudden it's just like literally like 15-year-olds in bikinis like doing coke and X and like everything. And
you
like,
know
just,
that
like,
movie like is based off a real party,
right? Yeah.
I think it was in Australia.
Yes,
right?
It's that dude with the fucking.
Did you see the news report video of
the
it?
massive glasses and the bleach blonde hair.
Yeah,
and he's just like,
and it has this split screen interview of him with the lady news reporter.
Oh, I love
She's
that
like,
clip.
don't you feel bad for all the people in your neighborhood whose cars got damaged and stuff from all the people at your party? Yeah, and he's like,
no, it was a bunch of.
It's like, yeah, because he is like right about it though.
Yeah, he's just like, no,
he's
we threw a good party.
I just threw a fucking awesome party, and
then did he say that too? Like, give me a call if you want me to throw you a fucking awesome party.
Yeah, I feel like he did, but like,
he's wearing a fur jacket.
Truthfully, he's saying like, you have that many people. He's like, you can't control people, so it's like. He's like, I didn't like rally these people to do stuff. So when people start doing stuff, it's out of hand, man. Yeah. It's the mob mentality. So it's
literally like when you start traveling and you go, oh, there's just assholes everywhere. That's just always going to be a percentage of a population. And the larger the population, the more assholes. It's just the way it works.
Science, you know?
Science.
Right?
You're a dick. Yeah. But yeah, it's literally that way, man. It's fucking crazy. Oh, dude, speaking of science. And like today's daily Elon Musk report.
Oh shit! What's homie doing now?
Tonight he's releasing.
Launching something.
He's like, I don't think anybody's ever been this excited for a semi launch, like a semi truck. He's having a fucking press party and crazy launch for his automated fucking Tesla semi truck that gets driven by itself and like is like literally the wave of the future.
Semi truck.
Yeah. And so tonight at 8 p.m. he's doing a big fucking release for it, and everybody's losing their shit. Like just losing their shit.
What'd you see this on?
Oh, it's like it's trending on Twitter right now in like the top 3.
Like from today or like
yesterday? It was like everybody and their dog was talking about it. And fucking
everybody and their dog.
Yeah, look at this thing. So funny. That's all he's released. It's all he's fucking released, man. Look at this thing.
Throw it up on the.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking album cover.
Oh, dude, right? So like he's been. Yeah, look. This is the tweet right here. Tesla semi truck unveil to be webcast live on Thursday at 8 p.m. This will blow your mind clear out of your skull and into an alternate dimension. Just need to find my portal gun. And that was a tweet from Elon Musk.
Just need to find my portal gun?
Yeah, I fucking love this guy, man.
Jeez.
So fucking tonight at 8 p.m. they're launching this shit. And you better believe I'm going to tune into that shit. Because like, man, like that guy's just bringing the future. He's just like, yo, let's just, okay, nobody else wants to change some shit. Everybody just wants to make money. Okay, well, fine. I'm going to change shit. And oh, what's that? I made more money than everybody? Oh, okay. Funny how that works, isn't it? Like, like literally.
It's crazy how much that guy is doing, man.
It's fucked. Every single, like, I feel like there's literally going to be an Elon Musk report every like couple weeks. Like, oh, he's doing something new now.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you heard about this? Have you seen this that he's doing?
I wonder, like, almost daily, he's got to be like brainstorming things. And so this is like the next thing to come out, but he's probably has
he's still 10 steps ahead.
You know what I mean?
I bet you're still 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Because he's probably got a whole fleet of other stuff that has to do with this.
He may even be one of those guys that has stuff lined up at a certain date. It'll get released. Like it's already done.
Yeah.
Like today I saw that Pharrell has a song.
Right.
That is scheduled to come out like 21. I'd have to look at the number again, but it's supposed to come out like 2117, like that year.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Weird.
And there was a movie I saw.
Weird visionary, man. I fucking love that guy.
A couple years ago that this movie was made, and it's not coming out until like the year 2100 something as well.
Really?
It's a couple years ago I saw it. I forget.
That's so weird.
I'd have to look it up, but you're like, part of you is like, oh, that's cool, but part of you is also like, well, what the fuck? Like, I want to see this movie. Like, so I'm never gonna see. I mean, long dead before this movie comes out.
I wouldn't say that shit.
Song,
no, nowadays we're at the point right now. We stay alive for another 10, 20 years. We might live for a long fucking time.
Well, dude, think about where we are today from 100 years ago, right? Okay.
It's stupid. It's stupid. I think about that shit so much.
No, but like actually 100 years ago, right, to today, and then it's exponential. So think 50 years from today. Like I don't even know.
Dude, just
like
go back.
Be crazy, dude.
Yo.
Shit that
we
is
still
like,
remember pre-internet times. Think about something simple, not simple, but something like that. The internet comes out. Like that, how much has happened in the last, what's that been, 20 years? It's probably been 20 years. It's
just over.
At least when I got the internet. And I was like the first person.
Yeah, but when it actually started, was it early 90s or late 80s?
So they were working on it in 74. And then when did the internet start for the public? 1991.
91.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So I don't think I got an internet till like 94 or something like that. And then, so yeah, like it's a fucking chunk of time, man. Like, but like within the amount of shit that has changed.
91. That's not even that long ago.
No, I remember hanging out with my homies in 91, eating pizza, fucking watching Ninja Turtles and shit. But like,
fuck, man.
So that's what I'm trying to say is like, you don't even have to go large number shit anymore to be like, yo, look back 20 years ago. Look how much shit's changed. Like, we're literally starting to get future shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
know what I mean? So it's like, it's so cool, man. So like, I'm so excited to see this because part of the excitement about watching this launch or like seeing something like this is like knowing that there's something next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, you're not like, oh, this is Endgame.
Well, yeah. Think about fucking cell phones.
Yeah.
The first cell phones, how fucking big and ridiculous they were.
Till fucking what iPhones are now.
They're
nuts.
It's a computer.
They're nuts.
And then some.
Dude.
Right? And the size. So it's like
the amount that I use my phone like a computer. Like I use my phone as a computer. Like it's just the amount of work that I do through that thing. Like and then I get a phone call. I'm like, And
you're like, oh yeah, right?
It's just weird, you know? Like, but yeah, it's fucking world's an interesting ass place with that shit, man. Fucking love technology. Love seeing that advancements. Fucking I guess I'm gonna lead on with more Twitter news because fucking
you said you had like a bunch of shit.
So fucking just like it's just some Twitter shit that's been going on that has been so funny. So there's, like I mentioned to you, there's 3 new pairs of Yeezys coming out. Kanye's for anybody that's not listening or that isn't aware of what a Yeezy is. I don't think anybody that doesn't know what a Yeezy is anymore. You know what I mean? Most people usually do. But anyways, it's a signature shoe that's a collaboration between Kanye and Adidas. And they're like sell out like crazy and there's always like shit going bananas and like so actually I'll take one step back further. This weekend
I'm like, where's this going?
Okay. Yeah. So I'll take one step back. We were just talking about Pharrell. Pharrell launched his human race shoes on the weekend. And I tried to cop and it was just like an absolute gong show. Like it was literally
I'm just gonna say I really liked those shoes when they came out and like how limited they were.
Yeah.
Now I'm not a fan of every week there's a new one. And
right.
I'm just like, man, like,
well, it's
not so special anymore.
Well, and those ones they only came out fucking the boost version or whatever. That they only come out like once every year.
But I mean, like all the different colors and they got different shit stitched on them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them now.
Well, when you realize how limited it is, though,
I'm like, you should have
no, dude. This is what I was going to get to, though, is that like the releases on the weekend were so bad because they were so limited that there was lineups like crazy in New York and stuff to the point where like the cliche, like
they shut it down.
They shut it down because fights broke out, and there was just like people like gang beating people in the streets and shit, and like it's just madness, man. Like
that is like it's almost become the norm. I remember when fucking Nike SB was like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
I remember that shit, and when they would have like the quick strike releases. Those were like the special limited like collab ones. And the first time I ever heard of where fights broke out and like shit went down was the collab with Staple.
Right,
that New York brand, Jeff Staple, that has like the pigeon as his logo.
Yeah, they just did a re-release of pigeons like a week or so, or new release of them.
So when they did the original one with SB, that was the first time I heard about that.
Right,
and I was like, whoa, like so unheard of.
Right.
And now it's almost become the norm when there's something that's crazy limited, and
I was introduced to that shit so young,
like in a store and you can line up. That's when shit goes down now.
See, I always was aware of that because when we were young, the big thing was those the starter jackets.
Yeah.
The fucking different team ones, you know the ones I'm talking about. All the Grizzlies, Grizzlies, all the different hockey teams.
Front pouch
shit.
Yeah.
They were expensive, man, but they were crazy nice jackets.
They were
People
sick.
were getting jumped left, right, and center around here.
Really?
My fucking neighbor got fucking jumped and got like beaten the shit out of him. They stole his fucking Canucks jacket. And he was like like young as fuck.
Yeah.
And so like I at the time heard about this when I was like 6. I'm like, man, people getting jumped for like something that's that sick. Like, I get it. I want that thing too, but I'm not gonna jump them.
Get violent over it.
Yeah. So I guess I just kind of like, it's the same thing, like what you're exposed to, right? Like, so I was just kind of like aware that I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing, right? So then you start seeing that into like people lining up for sneaker culture and like, or even iPhone. You see the people lining up for phones and shit. But like, yeah. So what I was gonna get to is,
sorry to interject, but the one with like technology though doesn't seem as violent. Like, is there?
No, because it's a lot of older Asian people, like resellers and shit. Because it's literally all resellers at that point.
It seems like it's more people that are just like they'll take the time to line up and wait their turn to get it. But when it comes to like stuff you can wear,
right,
that's when people are like, fucking.
Because
no fucks given.
From what I've seen, at least from what I've seen, all the people that have done documentaries on it. The technology stuff, most of those people are paid line sitters, so they get paid by a person who's like rich as fuck, like doesn't care about giving a person $600 to wait out for a week, you know what I mean? But they know that they want that new iPhone before everybody, so they just pay these professional line sitters. They legit have professional line sitters now that have like their little fold out tents and stuff with their fucking their company name on it, and like
their cooler with their snacks.
Yeah, follow us on fucking Twitter, Snapchat, you know, we'll sit in line for you. And like, so that's what a majority of that is with tech stuff, is people are getting paid to go get this item, and then like literally they come out after getting the item, go up to Buddy in his Bentley and like give him the phone, and then they're like, here you go. And then they get their extra cash after that, you know.
That's crazy that there's that much of a demand that it supports people doing that,
right? And it gets that escalation thing again with like, when you're worth so much money, what's an extra $500 to get the phone that you want?
Yeah,
right.
Like today.
Yeah, right? Yeah, before everybody.
Yeah,
I wanted it, so fuck it. So shit gets crazy. There's like that just gonzo. Well, it gets really bizarre. Where like the reason that the release on the weekend was so bad is because they just for the Pharrell shoe. Which
one was it?
It was the 4 colorways of the Hue Trail.
Okay, those.
Yeah. And basically,
is that I saw those, but then I also saw another post of one where it's in like a special box, and then it has like a shoe. It has like a
that's the friends and family like kit.
Yeah, and I got like the water bottle and
that I could like only ever dream of getting one day. But like, fucking so it was like super limited release. So what they usually do is they'll put up a splash page, which turns into kind of like a random draw to get who gets access to it, which basically eliminates a lot of the bots, right? That's exactly what I was about to say. And so this release was just treated like it was a regular shoe. So it's just up on the site. It's like coming soon, and then like you go click refresh at 7 a.m. and all of a sudden there's like the site's just like just like some weird error messages come up as all the fucking bots come in and scoop every single pair. And then all of a sudden they're like, sold out. And like I was on Twitter, and like my entire sneaker fam, like everybody was just like, nope, didn't get them. Like bots got them. And then you'll see all these like add to cart services and stuff like that. I'd be like, yo, we just carted 100 pairs and like all this shit. And you're just like,
what?
Fuck you. Like,
so these
I get the reselling bullshit. Like whatever, do what you got to do. But like the bot game is so bizarre to me. Like, it's,
and that's where like they program it, right? So
yeah,
they're like, okay, at fucking this time,
yeah,
it's gonna go in and do it.
It'll have all
and
the
they're like,
keyword
good night,
searches.
and then that person goes to sleep, and it's just gonna automatically do it. They're not even on their computer,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And it gets really greasy too, where they'll like they'll know that they need X amount of pairs for themselves, right? That they want to resell to make whatever, how much money they want to make, and then they'll have their add to cart service, so people will pay them money to get them a cart. And then they'll end up refunding X amount of carts at the end, being like, oh, we couldn't get them for you, but they still got their 100 for themselves, and then they got the 50 for their customers, and then they refund like 50 people or some shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just this weird game where it's just like you're paying these people to like, yes, you get your shoe, but you're paying them to make like crazy amounts of money and like make sure everybody else doesn't get the shoe. It's so fucked. So just like within this like game. Crazy, like the sneaker game is like such an interesting, I love it, and like I 100% love it. But I like have this like salty hate for the bot fucking business, but like whatever. At the same time, I get the grind and hustle. Like if I was a kid and I was like, and I found out about this stuff,
want it, and dude, you're like, how do I get it?
If I was 15 right now, I would 100% be fucking like bots reselling, fucking making my living off of fucking selling shoes. I'd be Ben Boomin, you know what I mean? Like, but like, but yeah, it gets so bizarre with all that shit. So the one like, with all these releases coming out, and like these 3 pairs of Yeezys coming out, one of the pairs that's coming out is like the Beluga 2.0 or whatever, which is like the original Belugas, but just a bit more tamed down. So you're aware of the British rapper Stormzy. Yeah. So he did a performance at, it was like MTV Europe or whatever.
I know where this is going.
So you probably heard a bit about this. Yeah. So he comes out in like his full velour suit. I guess like, it wasn't velour, but it was like the like Adidas sweatsuit.
Yeah.
And then he's like in the car for the beginning of the thing, and like he kind of comes out to like flex. He's wearing the Beluga 2.0s, and like part of the lyrics in his song are like, look at these boots, and like talking about his shoes, and like, so it was like his point of getting this super flex out. Right. And so literally minutes after his performance, he used the Yeezy Mafia, which is an account on Twitter, which just like brings out all like background information about Yeezy releases and all this other stuff, just like immediately calls them out, and it's just like, yo, them's fake. Them's are fake.
It's fake as fuck.
And so fucking Stormzy like loses his shit and is like clapping back with like angry fucking videos of him holding up the shoes, be like, look bruv, I got all this fucking money, bruv, you think I'm gonna be wearing fucking fakes? And then like to the point where like John Wexler, VP of Adidas, had it in his story that Stormzy was wearing the shoes, and then when he found out that people were saying they were fakes, he removed it from his story to do damage control. And then like he ends up releasing a tweet and saying that they're real and stuff, but there was just like a whole bunch of shit where like they look fake.
The wave was already going of the hate. Like,
but even under my own guys, like looking at them, like they look fake. And then
what about them looks fake to you?
It was like the pull tab placement, the stripes on the bottom, they were like missing a couple little spots, and like it's just the overall shape. When you know a V2 shape, when you start to see it, you kind of go. But under the same guys, it could just be a sample. It could be it could be an early version. None of us know. So it was just the internet just having fucking hilarious time with these people, where it's like, rather than this guy being able to be stoked about his like MTV Euro performance, he like let the fucking all the social media affect his clout, and he was just like, fuck this shit, fuck you, I got so much money, you think I'm wearing fakes? Like, oh man, it's so funny. Again, it's just like this like point in time where we're at in culture right now, where people like love exposing shit. Just love exposing shit,
calling people out
on shit, and like just like, yeah, it's crazy.
People just want to be right, you know, or
even it's weird too, because like they almost don't even want to be right. They almost want to just be the one that stirred the pot.
Some people,
there is a percentage of those. You know what I mean? They're like, I call them out on that shit. You know what I mean? And like as they're calling them out on it, you can see them like realize that they're wrong, and then they like get more enthusiastic about their point because they don't want to prove that they're wrong. You're just like, what the fuck? Bitch, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's when the fucking trolls come through, right?
Yeah. So that shit was funny as hell. Just like in the world of sneaker Twitter, just like watching all that shit, from like fights breaking out at these things to people getting so salty about not getting pairs, to just like people being salty about people having pairs who are sponsored by Adidas. Like Yeah, it's just so funny.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you can't get salty about influencers having shit.
No,
because like,
or you
obviously
can't
they're
also,
gonna have it. Like,
under the same guise, you can't get salty about bots taking all the pairs and shit, because guess what? That just happened. So move on to the next one.
yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
Aren't companies like trying to implement like anti-bot shit?
They're trying.
Can they?
Dude, it's the same
Like,
shit.
is it just
It's the way that
technology not there? Like, they just keep fucking finding ways around it to use
it's hackers.
bots. Like,
it's just hackers. Like, hackers will forever. I've watched a bunch
have
of
to
like
step up.
Yeah, they'll always have the step up, and it's why businesses will pay crazy amounts of money to hire hackers to work in their fucking tech team, because they have to.
So hackers stopping hackers?
That's the way it works, legitimately. So if you can get crazy good at becoming a hacker, you can actually go to these major corporations and make crazy bank by becoming one of their IT guys implementing anti-hacking shit.
I wonder how they do that though, because like, to be a hacker, it's like you have to.
It's against the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's a bunch of documentaries that I've watched on it, because it's this.
How do you have that? How do you have that on your resume that I'm a hacker?
There's been ones where it's like almost movie style shit, where they're like, okay, we'll shorten your parole, or blah blah blah,
Yeah.
or like or that government services work, because government needs hackers too. The government needs that shit on their websites and stuff, so they need to hire the best hackers to be able to fucking. So it's like literally this movie style shit where it's like, all right, Jim, you're gonna be locked up for. Yeah, it's so bizarre. Where it's just like anything that you think would be, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, that shit's illegal as fuck. But then it's like, oh, but we need that. We need you to fight the illegal. We need your illegal skills to fight the illegal skills.
It's interesting.
It was like, I never thought that,
but it makes total sense.
It makes 100% sense. Like,
but like, I wonder how they come in contact, and it's probably just like, they have like the family tree of all the hackers, and link them to where they are, and then
fucking yarn wrapped around fucking thumbtacks and shit.
And they're like, this is the main dude here. Okay, so we think this guy's in on it, so we're gonna try to get him.
The crash of government.org of 97. Yeah, that was linked to this guy over here. So he was trained by this guy.
So they approach this guy and they fucking stress him out. They're like,
yeah,
but if you help us get to this guy and fight these people,
if you help us, they go hold up a little Polaroid of his daughter. Your daughter's gonna be able to. It's just like, jeez, man.
Yeah.
You want to see Sally again? Oh, jeez.
But I don't know, maybe. I don't know how much they fucking flex on these dudes. It could be shit like that, or it could just be like you said, your parole, or
who knows, man.
Like, we'll give you a fat check.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, I went into watching it being like, yo, there's a documentary about hackers. Then I came out of it being like, yo, that was actually like really legit, informative. Yeah. Like, because you don't think about it in that back end of it, that like how important hackers actually are to like the people who can find the flaws in technology to be like, yo, this needs to be fixed. We found a way.
Let me show you how easy it is to get into this shit.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it'd be like, we need hackers to make sure that like automated cars are safe. You know what I mean? Like, we need hackers to make sure fucking cell phones have this crazy level of fucking encryption and shit like that. Like, because ultimately, if it was just left that wide open, then somebody who wasn't a smart hacker could just come in and just be like, full access to everything. Yeah. So it's just fucking crazy.
Get all your fucking info.
Yeah, for damn sure. Fucking okay, so the only other thing I had on my docket that I just remembered that I wanted to talk about it's not necessarily Twitter news, but it's just general news, is that Amazon, we always talk about Amazon, how crazy of a company that shit is. Coming from a dude who started literally in a garage, shipping boxes from a garage, to now he's opening Amazon Warehouse 2 or whatever. He's literally searching for a state. 2. Yeah, because Warehouse 1 is already their massive warehouse that employs like hundreds of thousands.
Like their hub?
Yeah, it's their hub, right? So they're looking for Amazon. I think it's going to
Where's their hub at? Where in the States? Probably like Cali.
Oh man, I really should have saved some links on this. I don't know where that. There we go. Yeah, so no, this isn't the initial thing I was looking for. But essentially, they're going to be building this massive thing that's going to be like causing it's gonna be community, like it's gonna become like an ecosystem. Like they're like, we need it, we're looking for a state to build this massive ecosystem of a warehouse with like
a biodome, like of Amazon.
Not necessarily a biodome, but like just like literally we're gonna create a city around this warehouse, and it's gonna employ like 50,000 plus people, and it's gonna like literally like change the entire income. Is what this is? This one's from like July, so this isn't I can't seem to. I'm not gonna waste my time looking for the clip, but I remember a bunch of it off the top of my head. But it was essentially like, yeah, it's like we're looking for a state to house our warehouse too, that's gonna bring X amount of tax dollars, X amount of this. It's gonna make 50,000 plus jobs, and so like it could literally bring
a state, housing for the employees.
It's gonna bring any state out of a hole that they might be in, or into a surplus that they need.
Fuck.
So
they should do in Detroit, man. Save that shit.
So, dude, it gets to this point where they're like, we're hosting like tryouts essentially. So states send in your video, your video application. So there's like some that are so cringy, really? Where they're like, come to our state, we love, like, and it's just like so bad. But then there's some that are like real, like Detroit did an amazing one.
And they did. Yeah. Holy fuck.
Yeah, of course they did.
I had no idea about this. I was like, yo.
Yeah, so it was just like
Detroit seems so deserving. Holy fuck, dude.
So they're just like going through this whole thing, but then there's people who are against it because they're like, yo, you're gonna fuck up our state, and like blah blah blah. And like there's a lot of like the like old schoolers that are like
the hate.
You know, like whatever, like exactly that I'd hate because like I fear what I don't understand kind of shit. But yeah, so they're looking for a state to house warehouse to put in your video applications, and like yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm trying to remember what channel put out that video, but I'll find it for later.
So you can watch state proposal videos.
Exactly. And
I want to watch these.
Yeah, dude. It was really funny though, because the commentary channel that I was watching was like making fun of all the cringy ass ones, because it was like, this is so bad. Like,
so so is it like one video per state?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So who does the video?
I think it's like the government. Council, yeah, the city council must elect or somebody to do it, so they choose like the artists and stuff like that. So it's either going to be like the classic like old schoolers picking somebody who doesn't have a fucking clue about their city, or like people who are in touch with their city,
or a historian or something. Yeah, someone who just nerds out on facts, like
just the most boring bitch. And some of them are so funny, but yeah, it's crazy, man, that like a company like that can literally like make or break a state.
Holy fuck, eh?
Yeah.
I wonder like how long this is gonna run for. They're like, okay, from this date to this date we're taking applications. I really wish I could find. I wonder what like the stipulations of these are, and who can and maybe can't apply, and like what. It'd just be interesting to see the different cities' approaches, because you would see their attitudes reflected in it, right?
Yeah.
So it's in the States then, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be in the States. Okay. So like they're HQ2 is what they're calling it. That's what it's called.
HQ2.
Okay. Amazon HQ2.
Headquarters too?
Yeah. So 238 proposals for HQ2 from across North America. Okay, so they're even saying in Canada there's proposals and stuff as well.
Oh.
Which would be crazy. So look, like HQ is in Seattle. That's where it is right now. And so they basically have...
Wouldn't have guessed that.
Amazon employees 40,000 plus. Capital investment 3.7 billion.
Capital B.
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's like, and then amount paid into the city's public transportation system, 45 million. So like it's gonna like dump crazy amounts of money into wherever this goes, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's just like putting in like their applications and shit, and like just they're literally trying to like change some shit. So what is Amazon HQ2? HQ2 will be the second Amazon headquarters in North America. We are looking for a location with strong local and regional talent, particularly in software, of course, in software development and related fields, as that entire business is ran by computers, as well as a stable and business-friendly environment for to continue hiring and innovating on behalf of our customers. So yeah, it's just like... I thought this whole shit was just so fascinating, man. It was just like, yo, let us like literally.
Well, I've never heard of anything like this.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that HQ was like Amazon HQ was that big. You know what I mean? In Seattle, I didn't know it was in Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like I said, I would have guessed California.
So yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Like seeing a company like this just be able to just like hit Detroit ranks in Amazon's contender list. So yeah, they've got like a top 25 and shit for the whole thing, and like. Let's see if we can see like a photo of Amazon HQ.
Yeah, like I wonder how long this is running for. And
whoa, that's Amazon HQ?
It looks like Science World.
Right, dude. Holy shit. Amazon plans. So this is their fucking headquarters.
That seems small.
I think that building's theirs as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's just like the building beside it. Maybe that's just like their washroom facility.
Yeah,
the bubbles.
Shit. That's where they have business meetings.
Or like their cafeteria.
Amazon warehouses. You ever seen the shit on how their like warehouses work with all the crazy robots and shit? Like,
oh, every spot has a certain scan code, and the robots know where to go. And
it's way crazier than that, dude. Like, I'll just go like this. I'll just go Amazon warehouse. Robots. I found out about this a little while ago, and it was fucking blew my mind, dude.
Across all their warehouses? Or?
Yeah, this is how their warehouses work. So these little tiny ass robots have shelves on top of them that have random items in there. Like they don't need to like group items together by what they are, because they just know where they are by barcode and like electronically.
Yeah.
And so freaking as David Clark would be telling you here, I work for Amazon robots. So yeah, these things just literally, this robot will pull the shelf in front of a person, and they'll have a computer screen that'll be like, yo, pull AE2 or whatever, or pull
in drawer 4.
Yeah, and then they just go pull it, and then they put it in the box with the form, and then it gets pulled down a little thing. But look at this. The entire warehouse is being moved around and cataloged by these tiny little robots. And they don't run into each other. They just like bring you your items, and then they go to the person, and then these people here load them into the like the sorted bins.
Load them in, someone boxes it.
Yeah.
Goes
so
down.
The final stage is actually a person putting the product in a box and packaging it.
Double checking.
But the robot brings you the shelf.
So after you pick it, then the robot takes the shelf back to
and then the next shelf comes to you.
Area.
Exactly. Isn't this shit bizarre?
That's future shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's straight future shit.
And they talk about the efficiency of it, and how like their picking rates are like almost always accurate. Like they're
like 99.8% accurate or something.
See, like she's got her screen to the side there, and then they have all the numbers on it, 2B1, 2A, and all that shit. And these little robots will just freaking be like, okay, you need this item next. Here you go,
dude.
Yeah, dude. Like
all their warehouses are like this?
I think so. I'm pretty positive all their warehouses,
because they have 3 or maybe 4 warehouses here.
Yep. And that's what allows them to do like same day shipping and like all this crazy shit, because it's just like their warehouse organization and back end of shipping is essentially taken care of by robots.
Dude.
Yeah. And like just like look at this, like in the perfect hallways that are like
the
size of, and like they don't hit each other. They don't go enough speed where like they're gonna tip or anything. Nothing's gonna fall over. They just know what they have to do. These little fucking robots. Yeah, dude. We live in the future.
Whoa, man, that's so cool.
Yeah. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, I just found that one out about within 6 months. I found out about that.
And then they're like Amazon drone deliveries and stuff.
And they're already working.
What's the status on that? I remember hearing about that a long time ago.
Yeah, they've already done test flights and shit. So like,
I also saw
this guy here just like orders his little tool.
Is this a video showing you how the drone works?
Yeah. So he clicked in his order on his phone. It gets put into this little fucking package, a little lockbox, Amazon lockbox.
On the belt.
Goes down a little belt. Because they've started testing it in
onto the runway,
a bit more remote locations for like people who like are on farms and shit, and like people who are like way out in the middle of nowhere,
prime
but
air
that are like near. They'll be near a warehouse, but they'll be out in the middle of nowhere on their own, like maybe not near a post office or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this video shows this drone itself going out to. I think this is the dude on the farm. I think. So yeah, it fucking.
So is this?
Yeah, there you go. Because they want to test it in like open areas. First,
how
right?
automated is this? Like, is this someone controlling it, watching it the whole time, or is it programmed?
No, it would be automated.
To the address,
I'm pretty sure.
And then it goes GPS.
Yeah.
Drops
and then you get a little notification on your phone. You come outside, pick up your package. Amazon Prime Air coming soon. Like, so it's all in the works, man. Like, it's not even.
How old is this video?
This video, I think this video is like a year. Oh, dude, this one was in 2013.
2013.
So I should go Amazon drone.
And they've probably figured out some more crazier stuff than that.
Oh, for sure, dude. So it's like, whether that's going to become like a regular
the
thing
norm.
or not. Yeah, just because of like, there's always going to be douchebags like.
That are going to be waiting on the roof with baseball bats to just fucking knock it out of the sky.
What is this?
Testing drone delivery.
Okay, that one was just fucking. That's just rude. That's what that is.
Dude, that's so fucked. People do this shit. There's so many videos of all different types of delivery services doing this kind of stuff. This is
legitimately like the freaking Ace Ventura guy gets his drone delivered and he just tosses a fucking couple $1,000 tool at the fucking house.
Who knows what's in that?
Well, it's this guy. It said drone delivery, so I'm assuming he was getting his drone delivered.
Or do you think it's them mocking the word drone and that's the act of it being drone? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna just quickly look at the
fuck.
I just said security camera, but yeah, so like we're on this.
Some people, man, are such fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, dude.
I've seen ones of dudes that are delivering like TVs. Ooh. And they'll have a camera at their gate. Right. You know, like it'll be a gate for a house, and they'll be on the intercom or whatever. It won't go through, and then you see them look over. Whoop, fucking like 44-inch flat screen over the top, and they drop it like the 5-6 foot drop.
That was
and
in
they just walk away, and you're
40-year-old version when they fucking are like delivering the TV to the car and they drop it and like a sheer like large shattering noise. And they're like, whoop.
Yeah, fucking, right?
Yeah, dude, fucking. So it's like HQ too, man. So whoever gets that in their fucking city is gonna be crazy lucky. For fucking jobs and all that shit.
That's so interesting. But fuck, man, the cities that are gonna be like devastated if they don't get it though.
Oh
like,
yeah,
they're like, oh man, this might save us.
Yeah,
right. And then they put all that work and resources into making this video, but then it's
just
like
to find out furthermore that they suck.
Yeah, but what's the? Think about even the team that decides,
right.
The pressure.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Of that to be like,
well,
what are you basing it off of? That like who does like you're basically choosing who deserves it the most. But how do you decide?
Well, from when I was reading that, just like those blurbs on the HQ2 thing, they had a lot of requirements.
Yeah,
like they're like, yo,
you must, yeah.
So it doesn't become so opinion based. You know what I mean? It's
so
gonna be
people
like
who aren't deserving just like apply. It's like. You have to be, your city has to be like at least been like bankrupt once, or like, like.
Well, I think just the big thing from what I said, it was like just like the access to developers, the access to fucking people that have certain skills.
They need people to support the infrastructure.
Yeah, they can't just move into a place where like they have a shitload of people, but nobody actually knows how to do anything. You know what I mean? Because that's not what they're looking to do. They're looking to build an HQ that's gonna like. Better the company. They need those developers. They need those kids that have been learning coding since kindergarten. They need all that shit.
They need those hackers.
Yeah, they need those hackers, bro. You know, so that'll be interesting to see what happens with that one, because like crazy.
Oh. Dude, drone deliveries. Have you seen the
Family Guy Amazon drone?
Have you seen the like pizza robot deliveries and stuff? Have you seen those?
No, but I have seen like automated pizza delivery trucks that have like ovens on them.
Okay, yeah. There's trucks, but they also have robots, dude, where they're literally, it'll be like a 4-foot robot.
Yeah.
And it has, its chest is basically an oven, and they put the pizzas in it, and it will either cook it as it's being delivered, or keep it warm.
Yeah.
And it goes on the sidewalk, and it just boom until it gets to the person's house, to their door, and then it like arrives at your door. And you're like, you open it up, and you're like, thanks for my pizza.
Well, dude, have you? Like
Domino. I'm pretty sure it was Domino's.
They have that.
I saw. They actually made a robot that did that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Well, they were the first. That would make sense because they were the first one to do that. Like, track your delivery thing or whatever. If you order online with it, delivery? Yeah, it's like your your order was taken, and then it'll have like 4
just
bars.
Came out of the oven.
It just came like being prepared, put in the oven, came out of the oven on its way. You know what I mean? And like all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But I've
been using, knowing that though.
I've been using Skip the Dishes every once in a while now. That's like the local service around here. That's like
Skip the Dishes.
Yeah, it's actually really dope. It's like you want us to sponsor us? That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, it'd be like literally, it's like you just place an order for some place, and a dude will go pick it up and bring it to you. And then like there'll be all these different restaurants and stuff, but the same thing where it'll be like it'll have like
so someone will go to a restaurant and pick up
like
your food for you?
Yeah, like I ordered Nando's and shit. And like some dude will go pick up Nando's, bring it to me, and I can watch on a map his car driving to Nando's and then like coming to my house. And then like he comes to my door. Is this
a local service?
Yeah,
like
it's local service, and it just recently started like you can tell they got some investor money because they fucking hit their advertising hard across. Like all of a sudden I started seeing it pop up on every platform, and then the list of restaurants that they commissioned was so huge that it was like
all the heavy hitters.
Yeah, like all the heavy hitters are in there. Oh dude,
like Cactus,
to like
that.
I've ordered from Tidewater's Pub before. I got a beef dip and fries delivered.
That's fucking random.
And it was warm. And like not like soggy and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
I thought
you can order breakfast from like Ricky's if you want. Dude, for real.
Like Denny's and shit.
Yeah. All that shit. So it's like,
I thought when you brought it up, I thought you meant it was like this thing I've seen like Chef's Plate. Where you order
right. No, yeah.
What's that one?
Blue Apron.
Yeah, Blue Apron's another one. Where
I've been interested
it's like
in that stuff.
Those meals that are they're set up with everything you need in instructions,
right.
the raw ingredients that you make it. I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah. No, this shit's just straight up just like
they just pick up whatever you'd like.
Yeah, pretty much. And like just bring it to your fucking door, and you get the full automated thing, and like you no longer have to deal with like this is turning into a fucking ad for them. Holy shit! But
I've never heard of it, so
I honestly don't care about like this being an ad for them because I like the service, man. It's dope. Like so, like literally, so cool. It removes the having to deal with cash at the door. They literally show up and go, "Here you go," and then
because you pay online.
Yeah.
So
and then they're literally like, "Here you go," with a smile, and you're like, "Thanks." They close the door, and then you're on your way.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's sick.
Fuck.
So it's just like, you know, where like back in you used to be limited to like I'll order some pizza or like, you know what I mean, like whatever.
I don't have the car today. What's within walking distance?
Exactly, right. So then like there's just all this convenience factor stuff where even in the back end of it where they're like,
so you could be like Sunday, you're like, man, I could go for a grand slam right now, but Sundays are fucking busy as fuck at Denny's, you know. So you're like,
some fucking dude just goes picks it up.
Yeah, I'll just get homie to pick it up for me.
Yeah. And you just keep doing your shit. So that's why I love it, because I was just like can continue working, doing like fucking my editing or
stop, go out, order, whatever, pick up. It's like you can just keep doing it.
All of a sudden I just get like a little buzzer fucking thing. Buzz the dude up. I eat my food, keep doing my shit.
How much is it for this service?
I don't know exactly how they work it out, because I think they either might add like a tiny bit to the price or whatever it is, but then there's a tipping service at the end where it's like you choose your percentage of tip or whatever, but like the prices I'm pretty sure are the same, so I don't know where the fee gets intertwined into it, but I don't know.
Maybe they get a cut from the restaurant.
Yeah,
they
maybe.
They promote the restaurant.
Right.
This person's ordering from the restaurant because we're
That's
allowing
true.
you to be on there.
That's probably where they get their.
It's
cut
something
from
like
then.
that, maybe.
Yeah, because that would make sense. Because like they're just literally going like, look, you're getting all this service that you never would have got.
Yeah.
You know, so just give us 20%. You know,
we'll promote your shit.
You'll get way more orders. You'll get way more stuff. And because we have confidence in our service of making sure that the food gets to people on time, they're gonna like the food.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. Like I like services like that where they're bringing convenience in the proper way. Like we talked about how like our half-ass attempt in convenience in the 90s was like the death of people.
Oh, like microwave food.
And just like our half-ass attempts at everything, right? Like even then, like I mean, you talked about it when you went to Japan, how like they do that shit properly. Like when you have like a
proper,
right? They give it the fucking respect it deserves. If it's a microwave ramen bowl that you fucking pick up, it's like everything's perfectly separated. It's not half-ass ingredients. It's like, no, this is gonna be fucking bomb-ass food. Yeah,
that is gonna expire in 2 days. It's like all their shit has like a short shelf life.
Yeah,
because it's made really close by and then delivered every morning to these places, and they almost sell out of everything within the 2 days.
It's not what you would think of here, the egg salad sandwich that's been sitting in a vending machine for fucking 6 weeks.
Yeah, or like,
you know,
at a gas station that's like on a cooler shelf for
weeks.
It'll be there for a week.
Weeks.
You know,
I worked at gas stations. I've seen the sandwiches that sit on shelves for weeks. Weeks.
How does that not just?
I mean, I'm sure they're probably more on top of the stuff now,
its own ecosystem and just.
Well, because they preserve the shit out of it.
That's disgusting.
Because it's made with the craziest amount of preservatives. Real. Yeah, it's not real, right? So it's fucking interesting, man.
That's discouraging.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know what led me into the convenience factor thing. It was the
delivery service.
Yeah, the delivery service stuff. So it's just like starting to see stuff done properly. And it just works. You know what I mean? Like to the point where they even have a thing where they're like trying to like I'll see ads for it all the time. Like, do you want to like make some extra money and make your own hours? Like become a driver. And I was kind of like, damn, if I had my car, I would almost do that right now because I'm like hurting for cash
for these services. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you literally could just be like, yo, I need to work fucking X amount of time this week. And then you just like go drive.
But I wonder if it's like, on call or something. It's if you want to do it, you're on call like 7 days a week. Like,
from what I saw, they were like, you can choose your own schedule. You get paid, I think it was like opening like 18 or $20 an hour or some shit, plus tips or some shit. Again, I'm fucking doing advertisement for these guys. You should probably sponsor our podcast.
How do you spell it?
Yeah, that's right. That's Skip the Dishes, deep-seated collab. Come on, let's make it happen. But yeah, like it was just like stuff like that where you're starting to see services actually do shit properly, and you're like, it just makes more sense. Like you don't see them digging themselves into a hole because they're just like either lying up front about the services that they're bringing forward, or they're just trying to like half-ass do the service so they can make as much money as possible.
Yeah, the convenience factor.
Right?
Like also, I saw in Japan they have McDelivery.
Yeah,
there's like McDonald's like scooter bikes, and they have like a little cooler thing on the back that they put the food in to keep it hot. They just fucking hop on. They just rip.
They have actual McDonald's delivery in the States.
Okay.
And they just introduced a new shit when I was updating my phone the other day because I have the McDonald's app on my phone where it's
there's a McDonald's app?
Yeah. Where it'll like bring up like coupons and shit, and like they'll show you where your local McDonald's is. And so now
the new shit that's coming out, try this crazy, like the Shamrock Shake is back
because everything else is getting so automated now. You can fucking it's not quite at all the locations yet. You can
make your own burgers.
Order you can place your order on your phone before you even go there and have the time selected when you're going to be there, and they'll come bring the shit out to your car.
Whoa.
Yeah, curbside
and you
fucking delivery.
Pay for it.
Yeah, it's already paid. Yeah. Curbside delivery shit. Or you can get it to the fucking front counter, or you can get it fucking so you don't even fucking deal with the person, and you're just like me. Like, but like you're actually being able to take the time and choose the shit that you want to do, and like.
Well, yeah, I know they have that newer thing now at some of them where you can there's like the touch screen.
The old
make
automated
your own burger
and shit. Yeah. I'm all for that stuff, man. Everybody's all like, fuck, the automation's taking away our jobs, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, some shitty jobs. You know, some fucking menial fucking jobs. So wait, so now people are gonna have to like, you know, be forced to maybe explore things they might be good at, find some interests and things. I think that sounds like a good thing.
I mean, I'm sure there's definitely arguments for both sides.
Oh,
but,
of course. I generalize a lot of things, but in the sense of just
but
being
the cool factor, it's cool.
It's cool, and also it removes that factor where a lot of people just
I said no fucking onions on to the people that are like allergic.
Well,
you know?
I think the whole thing with like the removing the menial jobs thing is that like it goes to show people that like that isn't the job you should be aspiring to be, like a manager at McDonald's when you're 40. You know what I mean? Those jobs are there to help you get your fucking step forward in life. True, like that's literally the one that like you want to have McDonald's on your resume when you're a kid, because that shit shows that you're able to come into a corporation and you're able to like.
I mean, I've heard that McDonald's is actually a great company to work for.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is a great company to work for, not for your whole life though. That's what I'm saying. But
I mean, it's one of those companies you can move up.
To a point, you're still
you can be running like one.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So like those systems are in place.
Oh yeah. No, it's
if you take advantage, and you can capitalize.
But what I'm trying to say is like there's the average.
If you're the average Joe that doesn't give a fuck, and you're just the cashier or
and they're
the
going
burger flipper, and you don't aspire to do anything else,
and they're complaining that they're only making X amount, and I need to make more to be able to do all these other things and buy these TVs and go on vacations. And you're like, okay, that's not the job for that.
Yeah.
You have to realize what, you know.
Well, then
give the
that's on the person.
That's what I'm saying. And that's simply what I'm saying is that people bring the expectations out of the job way further than what it is. You know what I mean? You should analyze what the job is and be able to actually look at it like subjectively, that like, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to be the you want to manage a McDonald's and all that shit, there is a great position to be able to do that stuff, but you're not going to probably get there by being the burger flipper complaining that you're only making $15 an hour for not doing your job even properly. You know what I mean?
Well, then those are the people that play victim.
Oh yeah.
They don't change
stuff
in their lives, and
so that's the ones where I see that those people might be the kick in the pants to like stop complaining that way or whatever, realizing that they actually have choice about what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When all of a sudden they're like, oh, a fucking robot took my job, and you're like, yeah, that job can be done by a robot. Like, you know, like
I mean, how many jobs are gonna be taken by robots in 20 years?
Within the next 10 years, a mass majority. Yeah. All for it. Like,
crazy.
Yeah. When I freaking had to, like, when I removed myself, not by choice, by my wrists, when I was in like the field of like manual labor and working that job that was like pulling fucking lumber and doing all that crazy shit and like forklifting, and I was on the path of like towards being able to make fucking crazy amounts of money and do all the things I wanted to do. Like working in trades was like the surefire way to do it or whatever, right? But as soon as I took that step out of it was when I was able to start actually exploring my creativity and like having my brain being able to use
stimulated.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than just like exhausting the fuck out of myself and the whole fucking thing, getting home to where I was in pain every moment and then didn't want to go back to the, like, so you know what I mean? So it was like, so you kind of start to see it from the outside of just being like that fear of having your menial job be replaced by a robot is the good thing.
Could be that push, right?
Yeah, it could be. You know, or it could be
if you let it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let it be a roadblock.
Exactly.
Let it be the thing that's going to push you forward.
Yeah, and be open to learn some shit because you're going to have to. You know, I think that just comes back to like what we always talk about, like people's fear of change.
Yeah.
You know, but it's been this way for so long. Yeah.
I mean, change isn't necessarily bad.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I embraced it, man. Like,
maybe uneasy.
Yeah.
Make you feel I don't know, but it's not necessarily bad.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
And that's not saying too that like when you've made a decision towards doing like what you want to do or whatever, that all of a sudden everything's gonna be a-okay, and you're never gonna doubt yourself, and you're never gonna have bad days. And no, that's part of life.
There are bad days.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just
but there's always tomorrow, right? So yeah, that's just that one's some interesting shit. We went down some fucking tangents on that one, but like technology is ever improving, and all these jobs that we're talking about, they're going to be replaced. It's inevitable. So it's like, it's kind of like, you know, it's like the attitude I have towards a lot of things. It's like, it's going to happen. So you kind of just gotta
embrace it. Yeah.
Embrace it and adapt, you know, find a fucking way to keep on keeping on, you know?
Right. It'll eventually just be like, Demolition Man. You see that shit?
Of course.
Right? And you got the people that live underground just revolting, and Taco Bell is the main restaurant to the world.
Right.
People get citations for swearing.
Yeah, that's pretty much seems to be the kind of like the...
But that movie, what is cool about that movie is they use Oculus Rift in that movie.
Yeah, remember? Dude, there were so many things that like they used in that are now a thing.
Yeah, but like when it shows Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone, and he thinks they're gonna hook up.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Okay, yeah, come down here," and they sit facing each other apart, and they put on the Oculus Rift, and they're doing this weird like Oculus Rift intercourse thing, and he's like, my favorite part is right before that
he goes to like kiss her, like physically actually touch her and kiss her, and she's like, whoa, like revolted, no, put on this Oculus Rift, bitch.
She says something about like swapping bacteria or something,
yeah,
and they're just like, oh, that's dirty, and and he's like, what the fuck you talking about? Right?
It's all about slopping fluids, bitch.
But
that shit's so true.
It's funny, like when technology comes out, like Oculus Rift, the different paths it goes, right? You have the people that are like, whoa, this is crazy technology.
Yeah.
What you have the scientists are like, whoa, what can I use this for? And then you get the fucking perverts that are like, how can we use this with porn, or like involve sex or something, right?
Porn drives the technology industry as far as like media and all,
you know, and them using it like for to watch porn or and then they'll have it like attached to the fleshlight or something.
They'll have interactive robots
that'll interact with it. But when I heard about that, you know, and they have it for both, so like female setup and a male setup you can use. But think of it, if you have one thing that is cool about that and not perverse is, think about if you have a long distance relationship. Say you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend like in fucking Japan, right?
Yep.
And you only see each other like twice a year, but you're Skyping and shit. You could get this setup, right? And you can control what happens to your partner's devices, right? So like think about how much closer you would feel to that person, right? Like it's interesting. Like it is really interesting what you could do with that.
And then in comes Bob the hacker.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
you get a late night message from your girl and you're like, oh, I don't think she's awake at this time. How are you doing,
she's
babe?
Supposed to be at work right now.
You're just like, all right, I guess a little quickie in the afternoon. And you're like, yeah, that was great last night, babe. She's like,
wait, what?
I was at work. What?
Just homie in her office hacked into her shit.
Oh man, just fucking greasy ass Bob in like fucking Kentucky's just fucking.
I mean, it's entirely possible, but
oh, dude, for sure though. But that's the thing.
When did that movie come out?
Oh,
right.
That one was early 90s.
90. I'm gonna say 96.
I'm gonna say earlier than that. I'm gonna say like 94 at least.
Demolition.
I was what am I fucking? What's the name of that shit again? 93.
93. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. Well, dude, to the point where they had fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor in that movie.
In Demolition Man?
Yep.
What? Was he? I don't remember that at all.
They fucking Demolition Man.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure not thinking of like
Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's president. Sorry, he was president. Predicts Arnold Schwarzenegger as president. Hang on a second. Let's bring up this fucking clip here. Hey.
Well, I totally do not remember that.
I have in fact perused some newsreels from the Schwarzenegger library, and that time that you took that car.
Hold it. The Schwarzenegger library?
Yes, the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library. Wasn't he an actor when you...
Stop, he was president?
Whoa.
Yes. Even though he was not born in this country,
Oh
his
my
popularity
God.
at the time caused the 61st Amendment.
I totally don't remember that. That's totally just like an inside joke with them, eh?
Yeah, so fucked, man. Like,
damn.
Oh man, that's crazy. So it's just like simple shit like that, where it's just like, what?
Well, I mean,
what are you
fucking
guys...
aim for the stars, you land on the clouds. He didn't make president, but he became
the governor.
The governor, yeah.
Man, that's just crazy. Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, that movie's classic as shit. I need to watch that again soon. Fucking, I just watched Kindergarten Cop the other night.
Oh man,
so good. Detective John Kimball. I'm a cop, you idiot.
He has a lot of good movies, hey?
Dude,
like that era.
Yeah.
He has a lot of good movies.
Fucking, I'm gonna watch Last Action Hero next.
Oh fuck, I love that one.
So good, because like
so good.
The same thing I noticed when watching Kindergarten Cop, when they have like the bad guy scenes or whatever, they make them dark.
Oh yeah.
They make them fucking dark.
I love like your intro to that movie, like when the kids get sucked in and he ends up in the car with Schwarzenegger, and it's like you got the bad guys in that awesome red truck chasing. They're like throwing dynamite like
that's
into
right.
the
And they got
car
like
and
fucking
shit.
hanging out with like Uzis and
the
shit.
kid's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that shit's fucking dope.
Oh man, so good. And then like the
bad guy, fucking what was his name? Like Bullseye or some shit.
Yeah,
it's something, and he had the different colored contacts. Like he had the smiley face contact, and then one was I swear he had one that was a bullseye. He would switch them.
Was that in fucking Last Action Hero?
Yeah. It's like the white guy with the fucking beard, and he's always in a suit and like his mansion.
Oh yeah, right. I'm thinking about the creepy fucking the long-haired, scraggly fucking.
Oh, from the intro, the raincoat with
the
fucking.
Well, he becomes
axe.
he becomes the main villain.
Yeah.
In the movie, but. Yeah, that shit was fucking creepy.
Yeah,
like fucking, they literally like make the bad guys like serial killers. Like a lot of the times, like it was like that was 90s movies making us be. Dude, the funniest one was they're like the introducing
Last Action Hero. Dude, I swear, so many people like I bring that up. They're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, what the fuck's that movie, dude? I love that movie.
Dude,
it was on TV so much as a kid.
That one was so good. What else? Fuck, what was that? Do you remember that one with Chuck Norris? And it was this kid would like looked up to Chuck Norris as like a martial artist, and he would have these crazy daydreams when he would like come to life and be like hanging from a chopper and would come to his classroom and be like, I need your help. Like,
no, I don't.
Oh fuck, I need to look this shit up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I would look that up under.
It sounds so absurd because I don't know the name of it.
Yeah. I love finding out a lot of these like classic movies when you're a kid that like you thought were so awesome.
This fits in with that category of like those 90s like kind of action, like cheesiness.
Oh, I actually have another thing that I want to show you at some point here.
Movies.
Man, freaking! So while you're looking for that, I'm gonna look for this one thing here. I found this like ad from the early 90s of this
Sidekicks.
Sidekicks.
Look it up.
Sidekicks.
It's got the yin yang on the cover.
Chuck Norris Sidekicks. What would be White Ninja Nunchucks?
Yeah. This is the kid, yeah.
Oh fuck! I feel like I might remember this. I was huge into nunchucks as a kid. I actually fucking have a pair of practice nunchaku at home.
Cover.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's see what this fucking. Oh shit! White Ninja.
Yeah.
Look at this motherfucker.
And remember like the Three Ninjas shit?
Oh, of course. Chunk was my boy. Or not Chunk. No, it was Chunk, wasn't it?
The youngest kid.
Youngest one was Chunk, yeah.
He's always eating candy and shit.
Me being the fat little kid I was like, that's me. I'm Chunk. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's another good one. Oh, so many good movies, man.
I found this fucking ad the other day. Oh, yes. Please tell me this is it. No. Where is it?
A car ad?
Yeah. It was a fucking concept car that was built. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, why am I looking at Sidekick? Stinger, you idiot.
Stinger.
Oh, yes.
Pontiac Stinger.
Oh, man. This shit's so funny.
So this is a real ad.
This is like a real ad for like a... I don't know what this was. It was like a concept car or some shit.
What?
Fucking.
I'm yet to see a car.
Excitement. Okay, let's get to the fucking car here.
What? Like,
okay, you
this
know
is
what?
the Babysitters Club?
We add in some fucking... that neon green paint. Oh, shit.
That neon. So hot right now.
Oh, shit. 90s fucking neon colors. Look at this thing.
Engineering excellence and uncompromising performance. The exciting world of Pontiac Stinger. Stinger represents a new concept in the art of automotive
So like,
design,
this is the new
adding a
beach
new
vehicle of the
dimension to
future.
recreational performance. So if
It's
you're
so
ready,
whack.
fire your imagination and enter our world of fun, color.
I'm sure it's just
and
coincidence
excitement.
she's wearing the same color bikini top,
Oh, yeah.
right?
It's just coincidence, of course. Look
Sleek
at this
styling
thing.
and fluid lines.
Sleek
strike a balance
styling.
between
Fluid
bold and
lines? What does that even mean?
Fully integrated front fascia and split grille design are shaped
Okay,
for
get to the part where you
total
start showing it
air
on the
management.
beach. This shit's too funny.
Stinger's low-profile windshield and sculptured carbon fiber body panels.
This sounds like the voice from Price is Right. You know when you make the bid on like the last item, when you get like a car, a fucking boat, like a wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So it's like...
including the speedometer, tachometer,
We've got
attitude
speedometer,
gyro, and electric
And
altitude
bar-
gyro,
and barometer.
compass.
Even
Look at all these like
manual tilt instrument cluster and
manual
the
tilting
electric brake
bullshit, and
steering
like all this stuff that
column
they think is gonna be the future. Like,
satisfy any driving position.
That's pretty dope though.
it
What
gets
the hell's
better
with that door? Is it see-through?
Yeah, the door's
In every
see-through.
respect,
You can remove the
Stinger has
glass
been
door
designed
panel,
and developed
and
for
then
people on the
like...
go.
Ah, sick.
That guy's
Yo,
so sick.
for your side chick when she wants to call
For
you.
real, right?
That
Look at
provide
this.
instant communication
He's on the
to
phone.
outside
Oh, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, babe. Oh,
Oh.
side check.
Time to forget your cares.
Look at
Just
this.
reach for Stinger's
Your
unique
fold-out
folding
seat for the
utility
beach.
Whoa,
Relaxing
yo.
complete comfort under the sun.
Total Baywatch fucking
When it's
Oh, dude,
time for
right?
living on the edge of excitement.
living on the edge. Oh shit,
my
that car's so
shit.
sick. I'm falling off the ladder.
15 inches to take
What?
on whatever life has to offer.
Why would you want
Wait,
the rear seat to
what?
rise 15 inches out of the back?
Oh, so you can push your seat all the way back
Yeah,
and
you
lean
push
out
your seat
and,
and like
and
out in the
fucking tan, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get your tan on. No, paint it up.
Oh my god. What does this have to do with the car though?
Stinger
People
also
painting.
features many outstanding convenience items that
Yeah, this is the
bring
best part.
civilization to the great outdoors.
Because you need convenience
Music
features in
lovers will
your thing,
appreciate
like.
the convenient touch controls on the stereo radio.
Oh wow,
And
this
the
shit.
high
Watch this.
performance quality of the compact disc player, as well as the handy pull-out feature of its portable sound system. Stinger's
Portable
it's got a
radios
little-
and
has
shit.
reinvented the concept of vehicle storage.
And then it's
Beneath the
got
front seat,
fucking-
There's a hidden compartment to hold your valuable items.
Compartments and shit. This
And
shit.
at the
Look at this.
driver's door, there's room to secure a travel case and refreshment cooler. Below the roof-mounted light bar, in
Remove
the
your
center
entire door
console,
panel to become
there's
a cooler.
room for a utility case.
For
Other
Like-
innovative design features include
Dude,
convenient
they're
to
putting-
carry weapons.
Yeah, they're literally just like, how
tools and
much
shit?
shit can we attach to this? It has two fucking mini
portable vacuum
vacuums.
cleaner, garden
Portable
hose,
vacuum cleaner.
rice
Rope?
bags, plus a stove and a camping table. And
Oh my
it's
god, dude.
time for
Yo,
all of Stinger's
this is actually
seats
kinda
fold
sick.
down to
Right?
accommodate
It's so
your
over the
sleeping
top that it's actually like, yo, what?
It's so convenient.
Pontiac
Can you imagine if they
Stinger.
actually like,
It's a new
this is what
dimension in
vehicles were like
recreational
nowadays?
performance.
Well, yo, you got fucking lights, so you can go fucking deer hunting at night.
A new fantastic.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that shit.
Okay, that's actually not that bad. That is like pretty dope.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
It's like it looks a little cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's the
like,
90s.
It looks like a giant version of like those electric cars kids would have. You know?
Right.
Because it's like big plastic chunks and shit. But if you had like someone with a dope vision, like could make that
for sure
fucking dope.
Oh man, so funny.
Oh, I've never heard. That was 1989.
Yeah,
dude, that was cool.
When they did concepts, man, they came up with some shit. They're like,
it's
all right.
almost like, you remember that episode of The Simpsons
The bubble car?
Yeah, Homer.
Yeah, of course.
He has like all these people putting shit together, and who is it? Like his like millionaire brother that he gets in contact with.
Right.
And he makes this car for him, and it's a fucking huge flop. So it just has all that shit. Yeah, and the bubble.
Oh man, that's so good.
Whoa.
Yeah, that I saw that one a while ago, and I like took note of it on my phone.
Pontiac Stinger.
The Pontiac Stinger. Fucking
shouts out.
Yeah, that thing's crazy, man.
Pontiac though, like
no mo.
Dude, how big was Pontiac in 1989?
Yeah, for real, right?
Was it even a contestant to like?
Well, they were in the tops. Like there was like the top 5, top 6 or whatever, right? There was like fucking GM, Ford, Pontiac, and then there was like Buick.
I was gonna say Buick.
Oldsmobile, which was like in there as shit. But like it was in the top 10 for sure. You know, like Pontiac was a well-known brand, and then they're just like, well, can't keep doing that shit no more.
Are they not around anymore?
No, they were done in I want to say fucking early 2000.
Fuck, eh?
Yeah, another company that just went under. They did not make it.
How do like it's crazy big companies like that go under? Like we're talking about Toys R Us too.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
2008.
Isn't like Sears closing like I don't know if they're closing completely, but they've closed some locations and are closing locations.
Well, it's because you get people like fucking Amazon HQ. You know, they're like, yo, we can do this shit a million times.
Or when Target became a big thing. Like, it was only in the States, and then they came in here and then like totally flopped.
Yeah. Yeah, just no place for it, man. But yeah.
I wonder why. Like it's just because something like Walmart is so established, and then you have Amazon.
Yeah, the internet is ultimately the main killer of all that shit. That's for sure, right? So, fuck,
dude. Pontiac Stinger, shouts out.
Yeah, that thing's so sick.
Yo, we should do a fucking petition to bring that back, man. Yeah.
Fuck, that thing's legit. Fucking door side coolers.
Dude, they had a lot of interesting stuff on that.
Yeah, that shit's rad.
That's really like the survivalist car, man.
I love just seeing those
camping
kind of
and you got all your tools and fucking chairs.
When a design team gets free reign, they're like, all right, go overboard. Let's see what you can do.
Totally what that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Fucking I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to bring up today. I mean, that was kind of like the main fucking shenanigans around fucking.
Where did you find that?
I think that one was just like a meme that was posted on Twitter, or no, that one's on Facebook, where it was like they compiled it into like a 40-second video. So it was like compass, barometer, fucking thing, 2 vacuums. Yeah, and it just made it like that much more ridiculous. Fucking so awesome. I love just finding all like. But that's even the kind of thing too, where it was like, even if you're finding like the old school, like super cheesy commercials where they're like so over the top into their product, but that's why, because they're so into their product. You know what I mean? They're just like
the passion. Is
speaking,
right?
It's just oozing out, even if their product's like the worst thing in fucking the world. But I loved the fucking commercials for that shit. I've seen some newer companies try to like emulate that again, and it kind of works, but like when they bring back the super over enthusiastic kids and like you know, remember like some
that was like all the commercials when we were young, right? Like kids playing Super Soaker, or like the mom opens the door, hey, what are you kids doing? And they're all like getting into trouble, right? They'd make like anything seem exciting, like board games.
Oh,
like,
dude, for real.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're
right?
like, I need that fucking like mousetrap and shit.
Yeah.
Like every kid wanted that shit.
Oh, my neighbor had that. I'd always go over to play mousetrap.
Yeah. What else was
you
like
get like
that?
a few rounds in and you're like,
Yeah, Hungry Hippos. When you're like, everyone's just like, like doing as fast, and then you're just like
fucking sugar.
You do it for like 10 minutes, and you're like, next.
Yeah.
Right? What's next?
Oh man, so
What
that
else?
nowadays with the fucking attention span of kids and social media and the thing being on the thing.
For us, it was attention span with tangible items.
Yeah.
Now it's people that see stuff 3 seconds next.
Dude, I saw something the other day. I'm trying to remember what song it was, but somebody wrote a comment about like, yo, you're still fucking listening to that song? And it was like a song that was like a #1 like a week ago. Or some shit.
Wait, like you shared something and someone...
No. It was just a comment on somebody else's thing where like somebody quoted a song on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember where it was, to be honest, but it was just like somebody was just like, it just caught my attention because the attention span of the kid was like, yo, that song's old news. It was like #1 like a fucking week ago.
You don't remember what song it was?
No, I don't hold on to a lot of information. I just kind of like take note of like the what happened, and it was just like, I don't need to fucking hold on to that extra information. But yeah, it was that same shit where I was just like, wow, like that is literally the attention span of a lot of kids nowadays. Like, you know,
Shit comes and it fucking goes, dude.
Yeah,
so
dude.
fast.
It's crazy. So fucking the fucking world we live in, man.
It's ever changing.
That's fucking on a rampant race forward, my dude.
For the better and for the worse.
Yeah, that's for
both
real.
respects, yeah.
Yeah. Days for sure. Fucking
Yeah, man.
Do you have anything else you want to delve into today, or?
I'll probably save for if you want to do this Sunday, because I got like an artist thing I could do.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm not going away this weekend, so
Yeah.
sick. Yeah, we could do another pod on Sunday. We originally were going to try to stream today's on YouTube, but then it's just not. It's
trying
not
to do the live one, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to do a live stream on YouTube, but I just don't think my computer's
fucking
powerful
chop
enough or
mania.
something. So we want to
Yeah.
be able to keep this of the quality that it is. So we'll keep live streaming onto Twitch for now, and then we'll
because this is
I love the quality that this turns
fine.
out.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, we're full blown now on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. So if you want to listen to us, you can subscribe to our podcast there. Get a little background movement for your day, help you out.
Just for the audio. If you
Yeah,
don't
just
got
for the audio
time to
version. I know a
watch.
lot of people that were super stoked when I was like, "Yo, we're on audio now," because
Yeah,
a lot of
I
people-
had some people message me too. They were
a lot
like,
of
"Yo,
people that
what's
were
the
like,
link?" Or like, where do I look it up?
exactly, yeah. So
cool.
a lot of people like, you can't get away with watching videos and shit while you're at work, but you're allowed to have some shit in the background. So
Yeah, or if you're just constantly doing stuff like
yeah, exactly.
I listen to lots of podcasts, but
And it's the
I don't
classic-
really watch them because it's a lot easier for me with what I do. Listen.
Well, and then while listening to podcasts, I mean, that's the best part about it is you'll go on and do your stuff, and you may end up like kind of zoning in and out of the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what
Something
I mean?
will catch you, and you're like,
oh shit, what the
like-
fuck is going on about there? Yeah.
yeah.
But so really hyped that we're finally getting our distribution on point for all that stuff. And we'll keep pushing forward. I think we got a bunch of other little things planned here. I think we're gonna do some giveaways coming up pretty quick to kind of help spread the name, get the fucking because we got to get that 100 sub count on YouTube to get our custom URL starting small tings. But so I guess we'll see you guys all again on Sunday.
Yes.
Word up. All right,
Peace,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks all for listening and watching,
tuning in.
and have yourself a fantastic week.
Enjoy your day.
Lates.